Right, what's happening? So it's Sunday the 28th and I'm heading down to Liverpool, Cars and Coffee. Well, you might realise or recognise that this is a unfamiliar environment that I'm sat in. So basically the Porsche is still in the garage, which is fine, I'm not moaning. I thought it might be, with Tobias and Adam down at Craft. So, because they're based fairly close to my work, I'd driven the car into work, which meant I'd driven it over to their garage, which meant I had no car. So, work, luckily, has lent me this. So this is a 17 plate, 320 petrol, automatic. It's about 180 brake horsepower, and it's brilliant for cruising up and down the motorway and that sort of stuff. So I do really like the car. And obviously I'm very grateful to work for lending it to me. So that's the reason I'm here in this automatic cruise mobile, just sat in the middle lane with no one to either side of me. So I will bring you back once we're at Norman's anyway, and we'll see what's there. It's been absolutely red hot and it all week. I'm sure you know this isn't going to be news to anyone. So I'm expecting some of the nicer stuff's going to turn out today, so that's why I'm heading down. Anyway, enough waffle from me. I've padded the video out long enough, and I'll see you when I get there. See you on. Right, the weather's actually pretty shit once I've got here. But anyway, this is the 3 Series that I borrowed. Now look, it's not going to set the world on fire, but it's doing the job. Get me to work and back. It's got me here. It's nice. It's pretty low mileage. It's good nick. What more can you want? Well, it's not an M3, is it? And I would like an M3, but anyway, for free, mustn't grumble. Anyway, I'll show you around the shop. There's loads of nice cars here already. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, you name it. But they're not just normal stuff. This is a Superleggera. I'll show you the front of this. Look at that. Pretty rare, pretty incredible. And then you've got this, haven't you? A Speciale. He tends to park out the way, this guy. I don't blame him. This car is absolutely stunning, and he drives it all the time. So it's not a show pony. Anyway, it's nice to see it out in the wild. We've got an R8. It looks like a V10. It says V10 on the plate. I'm assuming it's a V10. Very nice. Right, flying around a little bit, but there's a load of Fiats and stuff. A Hyundai, whatever it is. I-130, is it that? I don't know. I like the colour. I'm not 100% sure on the cars overall. They're supposed to be ace, but not sure. Not 100% sure on them. Anyway, there's that stuff. Mustang in a Focus. Quite nice. This is a nice blue colour on this M4. I don't know, BMW shades. It's nice, isn't it? It's a bit different from what you normally get on it. I've never seen that before, I don't think. And here's a pair of E39s. I don't know what they are. The red one's got M5 wheels on it. I don't know if it's an actual M5. I don't think the black one is. I don't think either of them are, but I don't think it matters. They both look really, really nice. So I like the orange indicators on the red one, and those hella spot lamps are a nice touch. I actually like that a lot. And an S13. Again, I have a soft spot for these because I had one once. I don't know if I've ever told the story. I bought it for 250 quid and then I sold it for 250 quid. I think I was about 19 or 20 when I bought it. And I never really drove it all that much, but it's nice, isn't it? Mine wasn't that nice. Mine was a piece of shit. So anyway, and then a range of usual like Civics, Subarus, whatever you fancy. If you like bright colours, with a Focus and a Clio. And then there's another Focus. I sort of came up the motorway with it. Nice. So here's your JDM VIP section. can't be bothered naming them all. We've got Lexuses and stuff. We've got a nice R8 V8. And then coming in, Spider 430. Modified 1 Series. And some other stuff. I'm not standing here all day. Anyone fancies this R8? There's a phone number. There's the car. That's more like my 200SX, standard like that, except mine was silvery blue. And there's a Cayman, and there's my old wheels and everything, almost the same as mine, but that's a 987.2 if you don't know your Caymans. See the backlights are a different shape to mine, that's how you know it's a 0.2. So that's a V8 Vantage. It looks like a later one, I think, because of that front bumper looks like a bit of a sportier splitter, I think. And them wheels look a bit nicer as well. That's really nice. I wouldn't mind one of them as my next car, maybe, who knows. An SL, one of the facelift ones. I was following the Z4 down as well, it's quite nice. A few sporty things here. And over on this side as well. As well around here. So this is heavily modified with an old CBR next to it. So, well, it's not necessarily my thing. It looks well done. Everything lines up nice. It's a bit wacky, innit? What if that's your thing? And I suppose it's a good one. Nice. This is a bit more my pace these days. An old classic thing, just lowered with some BBS's. I like that. A 996 turbo next to an M4. I'm pretty sure Baz had one of these in this colour. It was an M3, I think Baz had. It was really, really nice. I love that colour, me. I don't know what else it would suit. I don't think I can see that on a Porsche, to be honest. So I don't think I'm painting my Cayman that colour anytime soon. But I would definitely take an M4 in that colour. So I've seen this before, a 997 turbo. And when you look, Hispanic gearbox. So it's going to be worth a couple of quid, that, I would imagine. Next to it is this RS6, which is nice. Once upon a time, these went for next to now. They're relatively rare these days. Lee's had a couple in recent times that he's paid next to nothing for, but they're creeping up, especially the petrol ones. You can get petrol and diesel, but assuming it's a petrol, they're worth a couple of quid now. Just look, a bit of a crowd. It's an Ultima GTR that. You just turn the engine off. Let's go and see. There we go. And there's Troy, our old mate Troy. If you remember, Troy is the one who got me into the McLaren dealership for that special closed day. So he did have like unicorn semen wrap all over this, but he's took it off. It does look a lot better with no wrap on, to be fair. I might catch up with Troy in a bit. There's a nice 993. I think that's Stu's. I actually went to the pub with Stu once. I think that's his car. Stu's a nice guy, so anyway, lovely, isn't it? And a nice Mark II Escort. And then there's all sorts here, really. I'm not going to show everything, but look, we've got Mustangs,
Okay.
Alphas, Classics, BYDs, JQs. We're spoilt for choice, really. So this has caught my eye. Granada. Look how tidy this is. It's a 2.8 gear, because it says there. And it's lovely. Let's try and get the front. There's the front of it. Beautiful. And then there's enough Porsches to keep us happy. So that's a GT4. It's got 996s. But then look at this. The spec on this Cayman is brown with a beige interior. And I realise that for most people that probably sounds horrible. But I like weird, and I like that. I'm going to be quick because I'm running out of storage. That is the one that got away, an RS 2000. I've always wanted one, and they're too expensive now for a nice one. I don't want to. Is that right? I don't want to restore a shit one, so I'm supposed to ever get one. Next to this thing again, the turboed XR4i. Look at that. Nice. Bit of a Ford theme. We've got a Series 1, also one of my dream cars. It's another one of my dream cars, 3-door Cazzy. Next another one, a Tommy Mac. So that's a GTR, that's nice. Obviously our mate Z4 with his new TEs on, looks incredible. Well, that, if you don't know, is an MI16. They're quite rare back in the day, even more rare now. And a lot of these got the engines ripped out of them, unfortunately, and they got stuffed into these 205s. Maybe done very fast. It's a brand new Turbo S. You can tell by the front bumper mostly. Quite nice. There's the wide body R8 again. We see it quite regular. Nice if you're into that sort of thing. Another 205 GTI, very nice. And then this has got a crowd around it. But it's an old Corniche, I think. Yeah, I think Tupac had one of these. Nice. Some sort of Cobra replica thing.
So I thought, right, what are my options?
Got a BMW engine in it. And all the interior. Very nice. And this is a wide body Mansi GTE with a throttle bodied 2 litre in it. And I bet that's fun. There's a nice 488. These are nice, aren't they? Rapides, 4-door Aston. That's a purple Lambo. It's an old Corvette. Interesting. Another RS6. More Astons, Jags, some kit car things. It's not really my thing, but I can appreciate the time and effort gone into that. That's the original Vanquish and a DB9. So they're similar cars, but that one is worth way more than that one. I don't know which I prefer. Probably the Vanquish, just because of the name, really, the badge. But look at this. This is more my pace. A Metro. You don't get many of these days. And that's nice. Some proper old stuff getting a lot of attention. I know nothing about this type of car, but I definitely appreciate them. I really like them. And I should know more, but I don't. And then we've got the orange stuff. An early Gallardo and an Artura, sort of opposite ends of the baby supercar spectrum, really. That one's another Superleggera, so the stickers say, and it's nice. And then that's an Artura V6 twin turbo electric, you name it, very nice. Another R8. another Vantage, and see the bumper's different here, that's why this is an early one, I'm pretty sure, and the wheels, whereas that other one I'm pretty sure was a late facelift one, so they're worth a pretty penny. These you can get from like 17 grand, believe it or not, and that does not look like a 17 grand car to me, so that's why they're on the shopping list. Let's look a later 840, you can tell because the bumper's nice, just turned up. This one's got the 5-spoke throwing star wheels, I like them. I've got another 720 here, nice, very very nice. And then a 612, so these are a 5.7 litre V12 and they're a 4-seater, and sometimes they're manual, but this isn't. See if we can get some better angles of this. There we go. Anyway, it's hard to get the pictures, but I like these, and these are down to about 50 to 60 grand these days. Look at that, very nice. And then an aerial atom, nice. A quick 430. So there's the back of the 720. I just think for the money, it's one of the most advanced and incredible looking cars you can buy, isn't it? They haven't really aged these, which is why Troy's 750 looks almost identical. And this is Troy's car. Now Troy's is spec'd out to death, but the easiest way to tell a 750 to a 720 is that exhaust really. There's a lot of other differences, but yeah, this is Troy's. Follow him. Hello, this has just turned up. This is a GT2, if you don't know. So what they did with the GT2 was they took the turbo at the time, they made it, I'm pretty sure they made it rear wheel drive, stripped it out like a GT3, and away you go. You have yourself a Savage 996. And that says CS. I don't know what CS means necessarily, but it's got carbon bits, it's got slicks, looks like it gets used. That has now become my favourite car at the shop, or meet, or whatever you want to call this, by a country mile. Look at that. Now that looks like an XR3i Cabriolet to me, and we had one of these when I was a kid. It was a demonstrator for a garage that my dad worked at, and someone come and sliced the roof open and nicked the radio out of it. So there you go. And I used to love these, and my mate Stu Farber used to live on an estate in Lowton, and we used to drive and pick him up with no roof, and everyone thought we were right posing bastards, and I suppose we was. So anyway, there you go. So it's filled up near my car now. I was going to go home. I saw this Lotus, this GTR, and a load of other stuff really that I wanted to catch. So yeah, there's that. Nice, pretty sure it's a Carrera, but he's got centre lock, so maybe not. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's a GTS. It's a GTS. Anyway, nice isn't it, for like a non-turbo thing. I really like that. Nice, nice. And then these Levante thing, you don't see many of them. Well, the more I see them, the more I like them. And then there's a 296. So again, I'm starting to see more of these, and the more I see them, the more I like them. They look so much better in real life than on the internet. So if you haven't seen one and you think they're a bit boring or whatever, because I did on the internet, get out to a show and meet whatever, and come and have a look at them. The proportions work well better in real life than on the screen. And this caught my eye just before I go on, this little Meaton with these sort of 3 spokes on. Look at those wheels. Now I don't know if people are going to like them or not, but as a back end of the 80s, early 90s modified car enthusiast. That's when I sort of got into stuff. That reminds me of the type of cars that I used to see and then started to build when I was 17. 3 Sports were popular. So he's got bright lime green stuff. He's got DTM exhausts. I suspect this guy's a similar age to me maybe, or he goes to like the Max Power reunion shows or something. But that is actually quite nice and reminds me of all the cars that we used to build back in the day. And then look at this caught my eye. You don't get these modified very often. I'm pretty sure that's got like a split kit, painted wheels, wrap, little ducktail spoiler on it. I actually quite like it. Don't want one, no, but can I appreciate that? I certainly can. I think that's nice. So the aero kit on the Carrera kind of makes it look a bit like a GT3. And then we've got an old Jag. Don't know if that's a V12 or not. Let's have a look. Not sure to be honest. But it's very tidy. And then for me, the second best car here is this, an E30 M3. Now, a lot of people don't know, these are all left-hand drive. If you ever see a right-hand drive, it's a replica. It's got a nice tartan interior, BBS's, generally good nick. Beautiful. Oh, these are nice. They're not as rare. I mean, they're more rare now than they used to be. They didn't used to be that rare. You saw them quite a bit. What you never really saw was these, which if you notice, is a 4-door version. And these are quite rare. Now in America, there is a version of these, and I can't remember the alphabet badging, CST or something like that, I can't remember. And they're worth an absolute fortune because they had like composite meaning carbon and what have you, Kevlar, everything, bonnets, roof, boot, whatever. And they fetch something daft like £500,000 in America. Now I don't think this is one of them, this is just a normal one, but it's nice, isn't it? In the frozen silver with the red touches. And I like it. Right, so I'm going to call that a day there. I've got stuff to do. A busy meet, popular. I thought it might be because of the weather. Some really nice cars today. Lots of Superleggeras, you name it. What else have we seen? I'm drawing a blank on the nice stuff. Speciales, you've seen it all anyway, haven't you? You don't need me to tell you. And yeah, a good turnout. So I'm going home now. I'm back in the 3 Series. So yeah, don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe, a share, a hype, whatever else there is you can do. It's all appreciated. And I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully the next video is posh stuff, return of the Cayman 2.0. Right, nice one. See you in a bit. Bye bye.